Hello, Michi friends. This is Michelle Bohm, Field Support Specialist in Region 4, and I'm coming to you from Central Illinois to share my love of Mailchimp and to give you some tips on how you can customize it to what you need for your business. Now, I'm assuming that you have already uploaded all your contacts and created your mailing list, and also that you've watched the fantastic video Kathleen Desio made last week. We're calling that Mailchimp 101, where she showed you how to make a beautiful newsletter that you can share with your customers. This is more of a Mailchimp 201 where I'm going to show you how you can take that list of contacts that you uploaded and segment them in such a way that you're able to customize your marketing efforts and zero in on those targets. So if you've not already done the first two videos, make sure you do that first. Now, we all know that the greatest thing about our business is the relationships that we build. We work in a network marketing industry, of course, but I consider this a relationship building business. The better that my relationships are with my customers and my team members, the better my business will be. Mailchimp is simply a tool that I've found that makes that job of creating those relationships that much easier. So let's get started. Now, the first thing that you need to do is to decide what information you want to be collecting on your customers or your team members. This goes beyond the standard contact information of name, address, email address. What I'm talking about is information that you need that's going to help you provide better customer service or build that relationship. For example, maybe you collect information about their birthdays or their anniversaries so that you can send a card or a coupon that month. Or maybe you need to remember that Tracy will buy anything that's the color purple, or that Sarah travels and loves scarves. That is all information that when you have it at your fingertips will help you generate greater sales. And if you're doing your customer care follow-ups, that's information that you can have to make that thank you card so much more personable. You can get as specific as you want with this information, but I'm just going to give you two of the things that I've been tracking that I've found that have really helped me tremendously. Don't go crazy trying to think of every possible thing that you want to collect. Just find one or two small things that you can be doing that will impact your business and implement those. You can always build on it after the fact. Okay, so we're starting at our dashboard. We're going to go to Lists, select your mailing list, and then we're going to click on Sign Up Forms and General Forms. This is where you can design the form or the information that you want to collect about your customers. This is some of the information that I collect about them. Now, what I want to show you down here is I've added this segment where I want to know, does someone carry a Prima, a Demi, Classic, Petite, jewelry, or all of the bags? They love everything. They want to know everything Michi. If you've bought from me and you have a Demi bag, I'm going to check that box, and a Petite bag, say I'm going to check that box. Now, I am able to pull a list, say there's Throwback Thursday, and you can get a Petite bag for $5. I can send an email to everyone I know that has the Petite bag that says, hey Susie, get this Petite bag for $5 today only. Now, if you are a Petite carrying lady, you are going to open that email. We get so much thrown at us through email that if you want to connect with a customer, you have to be timely and relevant. And by having this information, you've accomplished both. Now, you'll also notice that I have collected information about my representatives in here, because this is not just for your customers. You can use this information for your team members as well. You're going to be connecting with them too. So maybe you want to know their enrollment date so that you can send them an email reminding them of their Quick Start Restart rewards this month. Or maybe you want to know their anniversary or birthday so you can send them a card. You also will want to know information about prospective representatives so that when a kit goes on sale, maybe this is someone that you've met for coffee conversation who never actually joined. You want to make sure that they are in your database so that whenever we have a sale on our kit, they're getting an email from you. If you have all that information handy and you don't have to go through another list or a bunch of contact cards, you will be much more likely to actually get that email out in a timely manner. You'll also notice that some of these boxes here are text boxes that I can type in, and some of them are actually little check boxes that you can check the box, and then some of them are drop-down boxes like this one where I can select specific requirements. I recently decided that I want to start collecting information about where I met a customer. And I decided that I wanted to do this because I just got done with a big show this weekend, and I want to be able to go back in next year when I do that show and send an email to the contact saying, hey, come back and see me at my booth at Spoon River Drive on this day. Or maybe I want to be able to send an email to all the people that are within 25 miles of that place that are in my customer contact list and say, hey, I'm going to be there this weekend, come get a new shell for your bag. Mailchimp allows me to do all that. But the easiest thing to do is to just add a drop-down box for things like this, where I only want to be able to select one thing. So I've selected just some of the shows that I have coming up in the next couple weekends. And you put those in there. You can name your field up here at the top. So I've named it How We Met. And put in as many choices as you want. You can add a choice and then save field. Now this is going to show up here in your forms at the bottom, and you'll be able to add to that when you put in a new contact. You'll be able to select where you met. It's not a required field, like email address is a required field. But if you don't have a where we met, you can just leave that blank. Something else that you need to know about the forms is that up here in the add a field, these are all the different ones that you can check. You can make them required or not required. Just kind of play around with this, and you can actually put a picture of your customers on there, like as a contact if you want to. But play around with this and see how you want to use that best. Something else that you need to know, this is for another day and another time, but you can actually create this form and embed it in an email or embed it in your newsletter and collect information from customers that they can fill out this form. But that's for another day, another time. So once you've decided what information you want to collect, you're going to save your form, and then we're going to go back to our Meachly mailing list and add a new contact. To do that, you simply click the plus person. You're going to add a subscriber, and I'm just going to make up someone here. Sally Sue, and I don't have any other required fields on this, so I can put anything else I want in there. But maybe I met her this weekend at Spoon River Drive or at St. Pat's Vendor Show, and I know that she collected a Prima bag and that she is interested in hosting a party, so I'm going to check that. And then you always have to say that this person gave me permission to be added to your list so that they know you're not spamming them. Subscribe. Hooray! The subscriber was added to your list. So now when I go, I can always edit that information down the road, but I will be able to search for people that I met at St. Pat's Vendor Show next year. The way I'm going to do that is by creating a segment. So if I go to Meachly mailing list, these are all of my subscribers. There's now Sally Sue is there. And I'm going to create what's called a segment. Go to segments, new segment. And I want to know, these are all of the options that you can use. Maybe you want to know every person that opened the last 5 emails that you sent. Or maybe you want to know people that you've added in the last 30 days. Or location. This is where I was talking about, tell me all the people that are within 25 miles of East Peoria, Illinois. and it will give me that list of people, and I can tell them I'm going to be at a vendor show in East Peoria next week. Come see me. But right now, I'm just going to do a segment on where we met. These are the fields that I've added. So how we met is St. Pat's Vendor Show. Preview that segment. And Sally Sue is the only person that I've put in there right now. This is my subscriber. Now I can save that segment here. What are you going to name your segment? People I met at St. Pat's. Save that. Now that person is saved in your segment list. These are all the people that I've segmented before. Whenever I add a new contact and I select St. Pat's, they're going to show up in this list. You don't have to always go back and keep adding to the list. They will automatically pop up here. And if I decide that I don't need this list anymore, I can always cancel out of that and delete the segment. This, when you go to send a campaign to that person or to that segment, you go to create a campaign, a regular old campaign, and then instead of sending to your entire list, you're going to send to a saved segment. People I met at St. Pat's, and her name will pop up, and you'll go through and add your template like we showed you in Mailchimp 101. But that's how I can segment all to the information that I want. Now I'm going to show you one more cool thing that I use. I am sort of known for remembering useless facts about people. It's the gift I have, but maybe you don't have that gift, and you want to be able to remember that Sally Sue has a son named Wes, and he has a big baseball game next weekend. So when you call her to book her party, because you talked about that at the vendor show, you want to be able to ask, hey, how was Wes's baseball game? Now, Sally won't remember much about you, but she will be super impressed that you remembered that about her. You're going to be able to remember that by adding notes to the conversation that you've had with her. So maybe you're going to add in there, son, Wes, baseball, game, Saturday. Now, when you go to call her, you can look back at your notes, and that will remind you before you actually pick up the phone to call her. You can put email conversations in here so that you can log that, and you can actually have an app on your phone so that if you know you're going to be running into somebody, you can quick pull up your app on your phone and read the notes about that person so that you remember what you last talked about. And maybe you can maybe you can't remember a person, but you can remember something that you wrote down about them, like, oh, who was that customer that said she really enjoyed scuba diving? I don't, whatever it is. If you put that in the notes, you can search here for scuba diving, and that customer's name will pop up. It's really an amazing tool that I've found to use. Now, I know what you're thinking. There is no possible way I can go back and add all the information for every customer that I've ever had. I'm not at all suggesting that you do that. That would just be way too time consuming and not a productive use of your time. What I'm saying is take the new contacts that you have and start using the system for them. It will make your life easier if you just start using it. So I hope you can see that this is just the tip of the iceberg of what Mailchimp is actually capable of. Don't be overwhelmed by all of that. Start small, start early, and I promise you will not be disappointed at the return on your investment when you sit and learn how to use this power tool in your business. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me, email me, or find me on Facebook. I'm the Field Support Specialist in Region 4. I hope that you have found this to be a great use of your time. And until we meet again, make this a Meet You week, my friends.